On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Trump's version of negotiating is brilliance. Why is the art of the negotiator? He comes in extremely hard. He comes in with full force. He comes in with all options on the table and saying, this is what I want. This is what I'm willing to do for it. And then he causes everybody to kind of back off and freak out and everything under the sun. He got what he wanted from Greenland. Wasn't even close to what everybody was freaking out about. Not going to invade. He's not, but I mean, it's funny. I just think it's hilarious that they actually thought he was going to literally invade Greenland. This is the way their minds work. Why? Because it's what they would do. This is the hardest thing for everybody to realize. They're projecting on us because this is what they will do. Period. They're letting us know. It's not that they have to. They're not that conscious of it. I know they're not. Everyone would say this is a movie. No, these people aren't that good actors. No way. No, these people are literally wired that way. It's easy. I've messed with enough people that are wired certain ways. I've pushed their individual buttons and watched them go screaming off in directions that I exactly knew. No, this is expected. We're changing the world. They're fighting back. They still have their hands and fingers on some buttons that matter and scare us a little. And so the games continue. We're going to talk about everything. I've got a whole lot of stuff. Jack Smith was in court today. We got a bunch from that, by the way. Some heated shit, too. Kind of a reason why I actually stopped having guests on the show as a general rule. That'll be talked about. And again, I'm not besmirching an individual, by the way. It was just knowing someone's personality is such that it's going to be like, this guy's going to get me in trouble. I'm like, I don't know. We have so many things going on right now. Trump knows exactly what he's doing. The deep state doesn't know what he's doing. Again, they're projecting, what would I do? How would we do this? What can we do to, that's their whole focus. And they're bad at the game. They're bad at losing because they've never lost before. They're outmatched in every way, shape, and form. And you guys are actually making it possible. All right, I got a lot of crap to cover. We're going to get going. I just wanted to start here because I think it's freaking hilarious. J.D. Vance shares the ultrasound of the fourth child. I actually shared this. I found this on X. I don't ever post on, I do sometimes. I don't post a lot on X. It's pretty rare. I post my show and stuff like that. I actually look at comments here. That's the one place I actually look at comments until you guys ruin that for me. And then I'll stop doing that. But whatever. For the time being, you guys haven't ruined it yet. Not you guys, but there's always some asshole that'll fuck it up. If I can, I'll block them. Don't worry. I'm fighting for all of us. But J.D. Vance shares ultrasound for a child. Pretty damn funny. I actually shared this, and I included Nicki Minaj and J.D. Vance. I was just hoping to end up on someone's radar. So hopefully you guys see this, Nicki. I love you. I actually featured your music. I think you're the best. Thank you for fighting for Christians. You're the amazing woman. Thank you. Appreciate that. 200 million people across the U.S. are in path of potentially historic winter storm. It's going to be scary for a lot of people. Look, here's the thing, guys. If it hasn't already hit, which I think it's going to, it's probably too late to get supplies. But some things to consider, right? First off, rooms to keep warm in. You don't want to try to keep the whole house warm. Find an inner room or a basement if you've got the option. But an inner room or a basement. Otherwise, you've got to kind of cover up windows and stuff if you can. If you've got a tent, set that up in that room. Sleep in sleeping bags inside of it. One thing a lot of people don't realize, water heaters full of water. Fill a bathtub with water. Maybe even leave it dripping because you need to leave some faucets dripping possibly to keep pipes from freezing. It's usually the ones that are closest to the outer walls are going to be the ones that are more likely to freeze. Your inner ones, less likely to freeze. You guys, again, be cautious. Warmth is a thing. If you've got space heaters and stuff like that, cool. Don't use fire. Don't ever burn stuff inside that releases smoke or carbon monoxide. You will kill yourself. And you don't want to crack a window in order to leave a fire going. That's just not a good way to heat up. There's ways, like I said, the tent, or even trying to create some sort of canopy type structure to trap heat. Staying close with each other, body heat, put on multiple layers. There are ways, but a lot of people die from freezing to death. Don't go out in this. Do not travel in it. If it is crazy out there, do not. If it's about to get crazy and, oh my God, I forgot something, tough shit, stay home. Do not go. If you have to, have water, clothes, proper clothing to be able to hike back if you have to, or be able to hunker down in your car. Cars are horrible places to get stuck in this because they're made of metal. They get very cold, and they will suck the life out of you, and you can't leave them running for that long. You'll run out of gas. So please be careful, guys. A lot of you are in the path of this storm. Be as prepared as you can. Remember, bathtubs, the backs of toilets, not the toilet bowl, but the back of the toilet. That's potable water. You can drink that water. Average human needs about a gallon a day. Okay? If you've got 4 or 5 people, fill that bathtub. Fill every bathtub you can. That's drinking water. Hopefully your bathtubs are clean enough. If not, it's going to have a taste to it, but it's not going to kill you. Be safe, guys. Be safe. And I hope to see everybody on the outside of this, but I know this is going to hit into a lot of people. And again, power likely could go out for weeks. Certainly days, easily. Weeks, possibly. Ice, huge ice. Ice is very heavy. And that's the thing. When it gets on power lines, the ice will break the line. It just snaps the lines. It's just too much weight. It literally breaks the lines. Be ready to be without power. Be ready to be without help. Because icy roads, they can't drive on them. You can't scrape an icy road with a snowplow. It doesn't work. It just sits right on top of it and just goes right across and just makes shaved ice. If you want to have a snow cone, that works, but otherwise, it's not going to help you. Be careful, guys. I love you. Deranged Jack Smith is being decimated by Congress. It was when they discussed this past failures and unfair prosecutions. We've got a lot of this stuff, by the way. He destroyed many lives under the guise of legitimacy. Jack Smith is a deranged animal who shouldn't be allowed to practice law. If he were a Republican, his license would have been taken away from him, and far worse. Hopefully the Attorney General is looking at what he's done, including some of the crooked and corrupt witnesses that he was attempting to use in his case against me. The whole thing was a Democrat scam. A big price should be paid by them for what they have done to or put our country through. We've got more on this coming up. That's on a little 24-hour section, so we'll get there. Trump is withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, period. End of story. This is as of January 20th anyways. By the authority vested in me as president of the Constitution of the laws of the United States of America, oddly, in Camel case. Yeah, he's withdrawing the Republic from the World Health Organization. A lot of people under the understanding or impression that we need a congressional convention or a constitutional convention, whatever it's called, the proper way to say that, sorry. I don't know if we do. I think if we actually remove ourselves from the corporation, that's where most of the illegality has happened. And if we remove ourselves from that, that puts us back at the possibility of Trump being the 17th president, I think, or 18th, whatever it is, one of those two, and us being back to the Republic. That actually, I think, is making sense. He distinguishes it by the all capital letters versus the camel case letters. We keep talking about this. We're going to keep talking about it because I think the transition between the two is happening now. Some parts of the government are still operating in the old system, and some parts of the government are getting created in the new. The tariffs are a big part of the new government. Curious where the Supreme Court fits and all that. They should theoretically be a part of the Republic. Especially the numbers should be okay. We'll see. So, again, crazy, a lot going on. We've got some stuff going on with Greenland, which is fantabulous. I just want to point out something, and a lot of people are talking about the possibility that Trump went to Greenland and that some sort of threat or some sort of problem occurred with Air Force One other than the electrical system malfunction. That's very possible. I'm not going to say it's not. And I'm going to say, unfortunately, we do have a little bit of pictures of Trump at this particular event. And it's hard to tell, but here is probably one of the better ones, where it seems like Trump is shorter than Mark Rutte. Trump's not shorter. The real Trump, anyway, is not shorter than Mark Rutte. The real Trump is not shorter than Mark Rutte. They're the same height. This is closer. Probably. Hard to tell he's slouched, but close, probably. So, I don't think the real Trump actually went to WEF. I don't think Davos. I don't think the real Trump went to Davos. I don't. Now, would they pretend and protect and everything? Sure, of course. They're gonna treat it just like he's the actual commander in chief. Now, whether or not Trump is hunkered down in Colorado in the bunker or wherever it's supposed to be now, I doubt that. I think Trump is probably always. I think he pops up once in a while in real life, but I think a lot of the times we're not even getting the real Trump. We'll see. But I doubt the real Trump went to Davos. We don't trust those people at all. Not even a little. And at some point, they might consider arresting Trump. Here's one of the pictures that really bothered me because Trump is like way shorter. This dude's 6'3". Trump's supposed to be 6'3". 6'4", 6'3", but he's shortened a little. So I don't know if he's up on a step. Maybe. I mean, this is a huge difference, so hopefully. Just keep it in mind. This was kind of funny. This was, Colin Rugg. He's the Finnish president, talking about how Europe can defend themselves without Trump, but then saying that they can't. Well, not Trump, but America.
First is a direct answer to the question of this panel, can Europe defend itself? My answer is unequivocally yes.
Without the Americans?
Without the Americans, I mean...
How?
Well, look...
But you're relying on them for these key elements. You've said earlier that Europe can defend itself without the Americans. If it comes down...
not exact, Mike, so that's not a quote.
More or less, more or less.
We'll
go back to the transcript. More or less, more or less.
I love journalists.
But if it comes...
I love politicians and how you fuckers lie. You said it, and then literally 10 minutes later, 11 minutes later, you're like, what? I never said that. Fucking politicians? Oh, it's journalists. What, for holding you accountable to what you fucking said? Finish? Yeah, you're finished. Oh, sorry, that's your stupid country. No offense to the Finns out there, if there are any. Can't imagine. Trump receives a standing O when he gets to Davos because, frankly, Daddy's home. Kind of surprised he didn't have YMCA playing. I mean, don't you almost expect it? I don't know. I kind of did. Trump says NATO Secretary General is more important than Danish Foreign Minister. This is actually really good. I wanted to play this whole thing, but it's way too long. But yeah, Trump told a reporter the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is more important than Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen when asked about Danish officials' unwillingness to discuss the U.S. acquiring Greenland. They didn't tell me that. So when they tell me, because I don't like getting it secondhand, and if he wants to tell me right to my face. And then I'll punch him in his throat. He didn't say that, of course, but so yeah, all this bullshit, a lot of stuff. He's like, I'll talk to NATO. I'm not gonna talk to your stupid ass Denmark. Really, Denmark? What? How do you even factor into anything? What do you have? Like Greenland, they got 2 dog sleds. I get you. They're tough. What do you got going on in Denmark? Denmark? Come on. In Finland, how are you even... I'm an American, and I'm reasonably sure you're a different country. How are you? So get the hell out of Dodge, they would say. Anyway, whatever. Tears POTUS talking about Greenland a little bit. I got a few things.
Well, the deal is going to be put out pretty soon. I mean, we'll see. It's right now a little bit in progress, but pretty far along. It gets us everything we needed to get.
Will the U.S. still get Greenland? Will the U.S. still get Greenland, sir?
Say that convinced you.
Say it?
What did Mark Rutte said?
Well, he's a great leader. I think he's fantastic. The Secretary General was representing the other side, which is really us too, because, we're a very important member of NATO. I've done a lot for NATO. And it's really nice. I mean, it's a deal that everybody's very happy with.
Trump basically is telling him, he's like, look, here's the thing. Either we leave NATO, or you guys let me do what I need to do. And they did. They made the deal. They made the deal. It is what it is. It's unquestionable. President Trump announces the framework. I don't think I've watched this one yet.
Well, we have a concept of a deal. I think it's going to be a very good deal for the United States, also for them. And we're going to work together on something having to do with the Arctic as a whole, but also Greenland. And it has to do with the security, great security, strong security, and other things.
The market, 600 points, getting back a lot of some of the nervousness we had in the last couple of days. The tariffs are off. Nothing happens on February 1st.
No, we took that off because it looks like we have pretty much a concept of a deal.
A deal of ownership, a deal...
Well, it's a little bit complex, but we'll explain it down the line. But the Secretary General of NATO and I and some other people were talking, and it's the kind of a deal that I wanted to be able to make.
Where does Denmark, did they weigh in on what they want, what they would agree to?
Well, I assume they did because he very much represents, he's a strong leader. Mark, you know Mark, Rutte. And he, I assume he's been speaking to them. He's been speaking to all of them.
Are mineral rights involved? Is ownership involved? Did the Golden Dome sway people?
I don't want to say yet, but...
The Golden Dome was very compelling today when you talked about that.
Yeah, the Golden Dome, and they're going to be involved in the Golden Dome. And they're going to be involved in mineral rights, and so are we.
It's not specific enough to know at this point how long this lasts, whether it's...
Forever.
Forever.
It'll be forever.
For Greenland at this point.
Yeah. Forever.
That's staggering.
That's better than a 99-year.
This is what, 2 hours after.
It's better than the Obama deal with the famous Iran nuclear deal with a 9-year deal. No, this is forever. This is a long term.
Yeah, forever is a very long time, actually. Not quite like a tattoo, no, or marriage, but there's a joke in there. I've told the joke before. I think it's funny. Donald Trump takes no BS. The Danish foreign minister says he rejects your negotiations for Greenland. I haven't actually heard some of these. I just want to listen to them anyway. Check it out.
This is not something that they are willing to discuss. So what will those negotiations
Well, they
look
didn't
like?
tell me that. So when they tell me, because I don't like getting it secondhand. If he wants to tell me, he'll tell me that to my face.
And when will you be discussing this?
I have no idea.
When you said
I'll be discussing it with this man right here.
Mr. President,
He's frankly more important.
Mr. President, when you
I love it. So we already kind of heard that, but still, nonetheless, fantabulous and worth it. Trump gives the deal U.S. sovereignty over small pockets of Greenland for military bases. So apparently what we're kind of gleaning is that we'll have some access for bases to put some equipment to essentially help protect. Mainly, we're protecting our assets, but if for some reason another foreign dog sled comes into play, we'll take them out with a smart bomb. We're not going to fuck around with a dog sled. Are you kidding? We're going to go in there with a phalanx. We'll C-130. Just gunship the hell out of them. Yeah, worst case scenario, blow up the ice in front of them so they fall through to China. That's what they're ultimately wanting to do, and we're not letting them. Now, China's trying, which is kind of funny for people that don't quite get it. Canada's over here, and we're just leaving them all blank, which is sort of funny. This Pitufik is the where the base is at that we've currently got. My guess is we're going to want some stuff up here in the northern sector. Likely we already have some stuff up there. There was a lot of discussions around World War II post when we started building nuclear weapons. I guess in the 50s and 60s, really, when the missiles started happening, that we were trying to create these Icemen. There are versions of the Minuteman missile that were specific for ice areas like Greenland. They were having problems with the ice shifting, apparently, and creating issues with where they were trying to, create these tunnels, these places for the silos and all that kind of nonsense. Nuke is the capital. It's way down here. So it'll be curious because we've got Alaska, we've got Greenland, we've got United States, possibly Venezuela. We're creating places where we're going to put these things that are able to shoot lasers in the sky, some sort of thing in the sky, energy beam in the sky, whatever it does. There's a number of things I think actually that kind of goes along with this. It's much like stealth aircraft. It's not just cool paint job. It's not just interesting materials. It's not just the fact that there's some electromagnetic stuff going on, likely visual stuff too. No, it's all of that. So we're going to have a very crazy thing. And yeah, Denmark's way the hell over here. Way over here. So we got what we wanted. That's all Trump wanted. He didn't want a lease. He's like, I'm not going to defend a lease. You give me land. Now, how they're working that out, how that plays out, well, I guess that's going to be dealt with. That's what part of the deal is, but probably maybe we'll pay some money or something, or that'll be protection for the country for 100 years or forever, maybe. Trump's vows the U.S. will have total access to Greenland with no end under deal. May still acquire the island. We'll see. But I don't know how these time out relative to each other. But here it is.
Everything we want. We're getting everything we want at no cost.
So the Golden Dome will be on Greenland?
A piece of it, yes, and it's a very important part because everything comes over Greenland. If the bad guys start shooting, it comes over Greenland. So we knock it down. It's pretty infallible. It's amazing. You know, Ronald Reagan had the idea a long time ago, but we didn't have any technology at that point. The concept was great, but there was no technology. Now we have unbelievable technology. I mean, virtually 100%.
So what are we talking about? An acquisition of Greenland? Are you going to pay for it?
We're talking about it. It's really being negotiated now, the details of it, but essentially it's total access. It's there's no end. There's no time limit.
Yeah, it's like an equal partnership or something, but whatever the case is, we're going to be able to do whatever the hell we want. And they're going to be okay with that, probably because we're going to protect them, right? So, yeah, getting crazy. Today's Thursday, and it is like noon right now, so you barely will be out by the time we get there. But 5 o'clock tonight, Thursday night, 5 p.m., we're going to have a meeting. It's with Feel Great, these guys. I love this company, otfspecial.com, otfspecial.com. A lot of us have insulin resistance, a lot of problems with that, and I'm going to play a quick video here in a second. But we need to seriously do things to help get rid of our diabetes, get rid of all of the problems that we're having, right? And one of the things that's kind of funny is oh boy, I've been downloading all sorts of crap into that. Oops, wrong folder. We've been putting all sorts of crazy foods in our body that are causing our body to not respond properly the way they're supposed to. Insulin resistance is a big part of that. It's causing snacking, overeating, weight control. It's causing issues with our metabolism, causing issues with fatty liver, right? Erectile dysfunction even. Yeah, guys, you would be. Nah, I'm not surprised. If maybe you ate better, and I don't mean taking like testosterone. No, you don't want to do that. There's good foods you can eat that actually can help with that. And I would actually highly recommend looking into some of that. There's a lot of foods we eat that are very not helpful when it comes to manliness, for sure. That's one of them. Coconut oil, by the way, is a really good thing to switch to. Olive oil is good. What's the other one? Peanut oil is also another good one. You don't want to use canola and crap like that. Those things will actually act as soy products. You don't want to do a lot of those fake things because they've got soy in them. Too much soy for a man is not necessarily a good thing. Ladies, do what you want, but it's not necessarily helpful. People are losing weight, though. It's impressive. So again, for those of you that have tried it and believe it, and you're like, holy crap, this stuff's awesome. And it really is. It's just like literally put the stuff in water and drink it, and you're like, your life just gets easier. And it really does. It helps the way you eat. It helps your body process carbs differently. Like, it does stuff. But literally all you do is just put this powder in water, make sure you mix it up real good, and then you drink it. And your life changes. You're losing weight. You're not insulin resistant. People, A1C numbers are coming way down. It's crazy how it works out. So we're having a meeting today for any of you guys that are members, I think customers is another way to put it. If you guys like the product so much and actually want to make some extra money on the side, what I do recommend is that you consider becoming a distributor, they call you. And so we're going to have a meeting today, 5 o'clock Thursday. If you want to be a part of it, go ahead. And again, if you miss it, you miss it. So, sorry, it's the way it goes. I've been talking about it for a few days. But go to otfspecial.com/info. otfspecial.com/info. That'll get you to the place where you can sign up for it. And again, it's just like a few data points, and you'll get an email for the meeting that'll happen. Again, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time for you Mountain Time people. So yes, if you'd like to be a part of it, this is it. Otherwise, it's not a thing I'm putting on. It's not a hangout with Dan, not at all. It's a strictly Feel Great, incredible product. And I highly recommend it. And I do want to play this. Unfortunately, I know it's long, but it's just such a great product. And I want you guys to, I want to save as many lives as I can. That's really the problem I've got. So Claudia is the newer one we've been sharing, and this is really cool. Check it out.
When I was age 50, I woke up one morning and I literally fell when I tried to stand up. And it was myasthenia gravis. they had to put me on heavy doses of steroids, and they almost killed me. And that made me diabetic. So for 23 years, I was type 2. During that first couple of years, it was really rough because I did have to have oxygen a number of times. I couldn't move. All I wanted to do was sleep. And I think that was a lot of depression too, just wanting to escape. And so I decided to try Unicity. I started on it in October of 22. By April, my A1C had gone to 5.1, and I had lost 48 pounds. It did give me a new lease on life. I have more energy, I feel better about myself. Now, I get up and I move. I go out and visit friends. I'm off all my medicine now. So I really don't know where I would be today without Unicity. It changed my life.
And it will change yours as well. So again, otfspecial.com to become a member and just get some incredible product. Again, it is the Unimate and the Balance. Amazing product. When you go to otfspecial.com, that's what you're going to see. That is what they do best. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And again, if you want to be more than that and distribute and actually get a link like me, I've got otfspecial.com. You'd get your own link. And you could start promoting the product on your Substack or on your particular podcast or wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, right? And it's a way to kind of make a little extra money. And the important part, actually, is to help people. That's why I love doing the ads. That's why I talk too long when I do them. I love the products. I actually believe I'm helping you guys. So talking a couple minutes on something that helps, even if you haven't, like if you bought it already, you get it. And if you haven't bought it already, you probably should. That's all I'm saying. All right, we're going to move on. I got all sorts of illegal crap to talk about. Anyone surprised? In our world these days, illegal is everywhere. This was just funny. Rob Snyder, we're going to start with him.
Starting to think Somalia is not sending us their best. Yeah. Who is letting their kids be watched by Somalian? Didn't anybody see Captain Phillips, the Tom Hanks movie? They're fucking pirates.
We are taking over the ship and the child care center. We're doing both.
That's how amazing this country is, though, if you think about it. You can come over here from Somalia. You don't even have to be here, legally. You can just marry your brother. What? What an amazing country. Then you can open up a child care center, a Leering center. You don't even have to have kids. It's the best part. You just get the money.
So funny and brilliant job. Again, Rob Snyder's been a vocal, helpful individual for the MAGA movement, and it's been fantastic. Donald Trump shared this video, and this is talking about, the plan the Democrats had, and there's some key points that they make. I think there's 7 of them, if I remember correctly, but...
The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts. A tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
All right, there's 9 of them. Way cooler number, by the way, than 7. But 7's a good number. But 9 is the best number. It's a number of completion. Beautiful number. Love it. So yeah, we got issues with elections. You guys probably picking up on the what I'm putting down, you're picking up. I get you. Liz Harrington posted this, which is in lines with the same nonsense, right? This is Georgia. None of the 315,000 early votes for Fulton County, Georgia in 2020 were signed. This dude's just like, he's not losing his mind. It's very interesting. This is the one lady who seems to answer his questions, and he seems to be asking questions to some person out over here. Exactly sure what the hell is going on, but nonetheless, this is one of those official Georgia State Election Board nonsense things. Yeah, this dude's losing his mind.
What we're about to talk about is facts. You're about to hear some real news, and I want to see if you'd be willing to report it. How many tabulation tapes did Fulton County, did you said in the early voting election print out? How many total were there supposed to be, and how many did they print out?
For early voting, they provided 137 unsigned closing tapes and 0 signed or unsigned opening tapes.
Okay. But it's just a clerical error, someone would like to say. And my point is this. I want to talk about the clerical errors that happened at the beginning of the day. If you don't know that you start with 0, how do you know that you end with 315,000 or whatever number you want to come up with? Right. How do you know that?
Right.
Now, if the press is in here, I'm giving you some news because nobody's reporting it. Nobody's talking about it. You want to talk about T-shirts of people that wear at a campaign or a polling site, or you want to talk about a hiring process that you don't like that I did, or one of our employees that I hired. This is news. Yep. This is what Georgia needs to hear about. This is what the state of Georgia's citizens care about when it comes to elections. Mm-hmm. I want to ask another question there was 0 of those 148 starting tapes printed, right?
Right, correct.
I'm astounded. Is the Fulton County attorney still here? I hope you're hearing what we're saying. And I don't mean this to be personal, but I'm not worth 2 cents if I'm not astounded about this. Yeah, if I'm not overwhelmed about this, because I personally am. And I hope you hear it in my voice and see it in my face. Georgia deserves better than this.
Yeah, says a dude that's been on the board, that's been doing fucked up elections for years and years and years. I hope you can see it in my face. I hope you can hear it in my voice. Really? Dude? Seriously? Come on. Really? And then you go, yes, that's true. In fact, he had no penis. Like, this chick's just like nonchalant about whatever the hell she's saying. No penis. Tapes weren't signed. Tomato. You say it your way, I'll say it mine. Nonetheless. Mexico's apparently been flooding the U.S. with anti-American textbooks that filter into the Latino community. Now, again, I have huge love for the Latino community, huge love for the Asian community, as you guys know. Huge love for pretty much everybody. Really. I really do. Persians, good friend, lab partner, growing up when I was in college. My lab partner was Persian, Zahedi. He's a good guy. First time I ever had khormazavsi. It was delicious. His mom made it for me. Again, I've known a lot of wonderful people. There's no people that are wrong. It's the deep state. It's people that have ill in their hearts, that have hate in their heart. And really, in my opinion, I don't know, to simplify it, I feel like it's more people that like to control others. I want to tell other people what they can do. You can do this, you can't do that. I find when I worry about controlling other people, I've missed the entire point of the bigger picture. Now, I guess as a land of rules and nations and all that crap, sure, makes sense. From a standpoint of the spiritual guy that I'm here to be and try to help you guys with stuff involving and all that, no, be the best you that you can be. Focus on that at all times. Are you doing these horrible things you're worried about? No? Then sweet. You're good. Teach people about it if you need to, but you can't make something go away by constantly focusing on it. You can only make it go away by turning your back on it and never seeing it again. And it actually goes away at that point. So Mexico is messing with the United States. We know this. It's the cartels. It's the deep state. I mean, the cartels are arms of that. They're criminal arms, so they're going to be in harm's way, or are already, I should say. DHS officers rammed by illegal immigrant. Shots fired. Wonder if they used a Dodge vehicle to ram. It's still funny to me. I don't care. DHS officers rammed, though, right? They're still doing it. Agents shot, fired, didn't kill anyone, didn't hit anyone even. Dude ran off. They catch him. He's arrested. Life's good. He's a bad guy. His name was probably Mario Jose Lopez Garcia III or some, who knows, doesn't matter. Walt Ellison Fry's office. This is how Besant pronounced it, or someone else. Fry is how they keep saying it. I think it was Steve Miller maybe that said it. I'm assuming it's Fry. I think he's probably correct. Everyone's saying it every way, so who knows. Offices. All these guys' offices, all three of them. Ellison's the attorney general or district attorney or whatever the hell they call them there in states. They all got served grand jury subpoenas. Oops. Oh no. Two of the ringleaders of the anti-ICE mob who were storming the church, including school board members, were arrested. Oh, not nice. Yeah, here's one of them. We got Nakima Levy Armstrong. Yeah, she's not looking so strong at the moment, but she is going downtown where all the lights are bright downtown. Don Lemon, not yet. We'll get there. Relax. Yeah, they got someone else, too. This is the third person. William Kelly, he's the anti-ICE psycho, they're calling him, but he terrorized women and children in the Minnesota church, so he's also been arrested. But a Minnesota federal magistrate judge, has refused to sign a complaint charging Don Lemon, or Lemon, or however he fucking says his stupid-ass name. When you get a lemon, shouldn't have got a lemon from Toyota of Orange. There was a stupid commercial when I was growing up. Any California people, you might remember that. There's Long Beach Freeway, Firestone exit, Southgate. What was that? Pete Ellis Dodge. There's a few of these stupid ass commercials. I'm telling you, I was born to be like paying attention to what's on TV and radio. The stupid commercials are the ones that always grab my attention too. That's the sad part. Learning how to get people's attention. That's where the expertise is, by the way. Commercials. By the way, most people that make shows and stuff have no real true understanding of how to manipulate or how to control or how to involve or how to... Interesting how it works. But yeah, this federal judge basically said, yeah, I'm not going to let you file this complaint against Don Lemon. Whatever the charge was, she wouldn't accept it. Sources are saying, indicate Attorney General Pam Bondi is enraged by this decision. Having been in Minnesota for 2 days, she to surge prosecutorial and law enforcement resources. The DOJ stresses the process is ongoing and may pursue other avenues to charge Lemon. If they hit him with the one, was it the FACE Act or whatever that is? If they hit him with that one, well, he's essentially effed. That's a 40-year prison term. And he could very easily be shown to be inciting, much like they were trying to do that with Trump, except we don't even have to edit your footage, Don Lemon. We don't even have to edit your footage like you all did with Trump to leave out peacefully and patriotically really important words, but you just left them out. Fuck that shit. We don't need those words in there. That doesn't really add anything. No, yeah. Even with you doing what you were doing prior to and after, no, that might qualify for the FACE Act. You are actually part of an insurgency, part of a mob. You were online. You were live streaming. Sorry, buddy. I don't think you're going to get out of this one, man. We're going to make some lemonade out of your punk ass. Sounds kind of gross. I just ruined the lemonade, right? No one's going to eat any ass lemonade. Why does this lemonade taste like ass? Kind of a funny story on this one. Left-wing NGOs plan economic blackout across Minnesota as the state becomes a testbed for a revolution. There's no way they can pull this off. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was listening to some good friends, well, a good friend and some others that I've been following for a while. The future hasn't happened. We are changing things. Talking about stuff affects what's happening. There is no fixed future, guys. Any of you guys out there that think there's a fixed future, I mean, God knows the plan, okay? I'm not going to stray from that at all. But there's no fixed future. Every one of us has a chance to change, do differently, evolve. We might not. There's paths that exist for all of us that are dual in nature, or in often cases. I mean, every major decision point in our lives, we create a different branch, if you will. And the branch that we're conscious of is the one we're living. The other branches, many suggest there's a version of you that's living it also. It's just for some reason you're not conscious of it, but your soul is. I wish you guys would let me tell you crazy stuff. Believe me, but I mean, I can't. It's like law of confusion. Like, it just doesn't. All set. The assessment initially forecasted that selective resistant movements would begin to materialize in 2026. I feel like it's too cold almost, especially with this cold spell coming through. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Again, I don't think they did this on purpose, the good guys. A lot of people might spin that. 200 million people are in harm's way right now. There's no cool thing to say about this. Now, is this the bad guys doing it? Is this the good guys doing it? Most binary people are on those two choices. Me? I think our weakened magnetic field, the fact that we took a gnarly solar storm, and just everything that's going on in the big picture, I think there's a lot of factors at work, frankly. And yes, likely technology. Likely, but I don't... They're getting attacked back. There's no way Trump's not hitting back. If the deep state is, sure, you can't really attack back. Because who are you going to punish? It's a country of China? Kill a bunch of people in China because the deep state within China affected you? 50,000 people? No, you can't do that. You just can't. This is where we've all got to be smarter with our thinking. Yeah, we got a mess. We'll see. Social unrest, everything. They're trying to build it. I don't think they're going to be able to. We're too aware of it. We're too prepared for it. And I think FBI is definitely not showing their cards. Like, they're like, dude, we know where every one of you fuckers are. Like, no chance. Immigration agents sweep across Maine with local police. So they're hitting in Maine now. Whoops. I shouldn't laugh. I should be a newscaster. And look at the other camera. And tomorrow's news. Somali miners who don't mind. Victory for President Trump. The U.S. House votes to unleash mineral mining on land in Minnesota, overturning a Biden-era land management rule. Oops. Sorry, Minnesota. I wonder if it is in one of the Somali areas, by the way. That would be kind of funny. Like, they're all living on mining land. It was like, sorry, we're going to kick you all out of this country because we're going to start mining where you live. Yeah, your house specifically. We're going to put a big giant drill hole through your house. We're not even going to bother moving it. We're just literally going to just drill right the hell through your house. Yep, right through the foundation, everything. And we're going to laugh at you the whole time. That's probably not sensitive. No, this isn't. Minneapolis and anti-ICE agitators, they're targeting the canine doggies. Little doggies. They're in, I guess, kennels. Why would you put your dog in a kennel if you're a canine person? Wouldn't you just live with your animal? This animal is so loyal to you as an individual. Why would you even separate from the pack? It just seems strange to me. I don't know why you'd put your dog in a kennel. But yeah, the feed chart says ICE out. What, you're not going to feed the dog? Fucking horrible people. Whatever it is. They shouldn't be paying attention. DOJ calls for resources in Minnesota, including military attorneys, auditors. So they're bringing in some JAG judges is what I've kind of getting the gist of. to prepare for some of the stuff that's happening. People have taken an oath of office, and that oath depends. If they've taken it against the Constitution, they answer to some different courts sometimes. Constitutional issues are not always, it just depends. Let's put it that way. Depends where you've signed your name on the dotted line. So we've got Minnesota's a mess. We're going to continue to fight that fight. That's for sure. A lot of stuff going on in the world. 24 hours, you never know what craziness will happen. GOP senators signed the SAVE Act that requires proof. This, I think, gets it pushed into the main vote. The House passed Safeguard Act, so this passed the House. It went to a committee, and I believe the committee has pushed it through, and it passed with reasonable numbers. It actually passed with some I think it was, I guess maybe it wasn't bipartisan? No, it wouldn't be bipartisan. I'm sorry. 2 GOP senators sign on. I take it back. I'm sorry. The senators are going to bring it into the Senate. They're backing it up. They're supporting it. Yeah. SAVE Act is the one that requires proving citizenship, showing ID, essentially, when you vote. A New York judge has ruled that this district, one of the few GOP districts, is unconstitutional and is now asking for a new map ahead of the midterms. So one of the GOP reps, Nicole Maliotakis, is probably going to lose any majority this individual might have had. Again, relax. I think all these things are going to change. I think as we get control of the elections and the voting machinery, then there's no way they're going to be able to pull this off. So New York's going to change big time. A lot of people are very unhappy with what's going on. Mamdani is going to help put that final nail in the coffin. This is really just optics, folks. It's the movie. It all makes sense when you understand it's something that's affecting people outside of ourselves. A lot of us get worked up maybe. Most of this is for the 80% of us that aren't us, Elon Musk drops $10 million on pro-Trump, anti-McConnell Senate candidate. Musk told us recently he's going to be spending all sorts of gobs of money to help with the next elections. Musk gets it. I mean, he's on the same page as us. What is funny is he wore that weird suit, the devil fighter, or I forget the name. You guys you'll get me on it, but whatever. You can put it in the comments, whatever, the name of the devil fighter one. He was wearing that crazy costume. He was using it for a long time. That was actually all about fighting the deep state. That was a big part of why he shared that actual picture. It wasn't because he's part of them. He was brought up in that, but he kicked out. The X stuff and everything he's gone through and the way Europe's fighting him, that's the proof of it, frankly. So it's just funny. It's funny how these people have had to deal with all this stuff and the transitions they're made. I mean, thank God they have, too, by the way. The California Republican Party just filed an emergency application with the Supreme Court to overturn and nullify Gavin Newsom's 2026 Democratic House gerrymander before the midterms. So we'll see. That would be fantastic if that actually happened. There's so many things wrong with what California is doing when it comes to voting, when it comes to our districting, and when it comes to how many members of Congress we get. Well, at least in the House. Obviously, the Senate, everybody gets 2. But, yeah, we shouldn't have as many as we have. We should lose a bunch, frankly. And I hope we do. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Ken Paxton, Attorney General for Texas, also running for Senate, I believe. He's investigating some unlawful financial incentives related to childhood vaccine recommendations. Whatever. Hope he gets them. He's going to ensure big pharma and big insurance don't bribe medical providers. Cool. Hey, you know what? Texas also. They just went to Texas Southern University. One school in Texas Southern University. And said, hey, we're going to do a little audit on you guys, see where you guys are spending money. Here's 60 pieces of property that you should know where they're at. Find these 60 pieces of property. Thank you very much. Have a good day. We look forward to hearing back from you. And they come back and they're like, yeah, we found 10 of them. 10 of 60, just for those of you that are math challenged. There's 50 that are missing. I have no idea where they're at. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Texas. What the hell? So again, Any of y'all that are in states that are red, stop relaxing. You are so not okay. Deep state rhino bastards are all up in your crevice, okay? You're like having sex on the beach. You got sand in your junk. Women, men, you should all be able to appreciate that. It's messing things up. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to ruin your experience. New Jersey governor, she's ordering the state to accelerate solar and storage in virtual power plants. She's trying to block prices and force them at a certain level. Like, oh, none of these things ever work. So anybody that's living within the utility district, well, or anyone that's in New Jersey, y'all are fucked, by the way. But again, no offense. There's probably a couple really good New Jerseyans, Joysians, that are in my audience. Yeah, you guys are probably okay. You've probably planned. You're probably prepared. You probably have, I don't know, whatever the hell you do. Probably have some sort of dug a well down to the, center of the earth, and you're like, I got thermal, dude. It's awesome. My house is always fine, right? Whatever you do, you'll be okay. You're living off someone else. Whatever. You're doing something right. There's 9 Democrats on the House oversight that voted to advance Bill Clinton's contempt resolution. Literally, 9 Democrats. 34-8 split. There were a bunch of Dems in that. And then for Hillary, it was 28-15 split. There was still, I think, 3 Democrats that voted. Not that the names matter, but there they are on the screen. You can pause it and look at them. The 3 Democrats who voted to advance the resolution against Hillary are Lee, Stansbury, and Tlaib. Interesting that Tlaib's part of it. There's a few of them that are names that you'd be like, huh. Presley is part of the what do they call that little group with AOC and all them fuckers? Tlaib's part of that. So I just find that interesting that a couple of those pieces of trash are in there. Bondi threatens legal actions on Minnesota officials for challenging ICE deployment. We'll see. We'll see. The fact that they're trying to do a lawsuit against her, she's basically saying this is a frivolous lawsuit. You haven't even cited any law that we've broken. Like, it's a bunch of bullshit. If you're actually literally going to just throw stupid lawsuits at us, that's against the law. And we're going to bust you for that. It's fantastic. We'll see. We've got the Dem of New Mexico, of course, DA, right? District Attorney. He says, like, arrest ICE agents for false detention and hold illegals committing violent felonies accountable. We'll see. He's claiming he's going to take charge, and anybody that breaks the law on the federal government side will be prosecuted. Yeah, fuck you and your mother. No offense, but your mom might be a great lady, and if she is, well, she's probably pretty old. Yeah, I'll take back what I was about to say. Judge bars FBI from reviewing seized Washington Post reporters' electronics. It's just probably illegal to have sex with someone that's dead. I know it's not nice, but whatever. Judge bars FBI from reviewing seized Washington Post reporters' electronics. It's more of the same bullshit. Federal judges, deep state bought and paid for. I am going to assume at some point in this movie, these judges get rocked. Tarred, feathered, period. We've got one of them that's already been arrested. Literally. And we'll see what her sentence is. I mean, they'll probably do some stupid sentence and then try to see if they can get us to riot. Probably won't work. House Judiciary, wow, it's going to be a long show. I think I can pull this off, but we've got 12 minutes of video coming up. House Judiciary, Jim Jordan destroys Jack Smith in his line of questioning. We've got a bunch of Jack Smith videos. I think I got like 3 or 4 of them. These are really good, though. Check it out. I'll speed them up a teeny bit.
Stories. I mean, these were some stories. She talked about President lunged across the back seat, grabbed the steering wheel, tried to drive the car to the Capitol. And I just want to know, you think she was lying?
Chairman Jordan, my assessment of that particular issue is that with respect to the testimony about the president lunging towards the driver, my recollection of her testimony about that is that it was secondhand. She had said she'd heard that from somebody.
You familiar with the name Tony Ornato?
I'm sorry?
You familiar with the name Tony Ornato?
Yes.
White House Deputy Chief of Operations, Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, right? You remember what he said about it?
As I sit here right now, I do not.
Yeah, he said it didn't happen. How about Bobby Engel? You familiar with that name?
Yes, I am.
Secret Service agent who was actually in the car that day. You know what he said? He said it didn't happen. And they both said the first time they ever heard this story was when Ms. Hutchinson testified in the primetime hearing as their star witness of the January 6th committee. By the way, did you ever confirm her testimony about this particular incident?
We conducted, as I said before, our own independent investigation of all aspects of the case that we thought was relevant. We, attorneys from my office.
Did you ever confirm it? That's a simple question.
Well, we interviewed, or I should say attorneys in my office before.
Did you ever confirm the president leaping across the seat, grabbing the steering wheel, this whole concoction she brought up in the January 6th hearing? Did you ever confirm that?
Right. We interviewed another firsthand witness who was in the car who did not confirm that had happened, but also
in your deposition to the committee last month, Mr. Smith, you said this: my recollection with Ms. Hutchinson was a number of the things that she gave evidence on were secondhand hearsay. You remember making that statement to us last month in the deposition?
I did, and I was referring particularly to what we're talking about now.
Yeah, and you also said Ms. Hutchinson, regarding this particular claim, was a second or even third-hand witness. We asked you, if you were a defense attorney, how would you handle cross-examining her if she was on the witness stand? And you said, if I were a defense attorney, Ms. Hutchinson were a witness, the first thing I would do was seek to preclude her testimony because it was hearsay. You remember saying all that?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
That's correct, right? Were you going to put her on the witness stand if you ever got to trial?
We had not made final determinations as to who we were going to call as a witness. We had a large...
You were still considering her?
We had a large choice of witnesses in this case.
Are you familiar with what Washington Post reporters Carol Leonnig and Aaron Davis said in their book? They did this book, 300-some pages book on chronicling the whole investigation of the Justice Department. And here's what they said on page 310. They said Jack Smith had wondered whether some of Hutchinson's claims might be relied upon at trial. Still, at one point, Smith told the elections team he wasn't ready to give up on Hutchinson's account. Ultimately, however, Trump administration officials uniformly, fiercely disputed her accounts under oath. Prosecutors on your team told Smith they wouldn't want to use Hutchinson as a witness in court, and Smith agreed. Are Carol Leonnig and Aaron Davis, who wrote this, are they lying?
My recollection is that I certainly had not made any final determinations about who we were going to call.
And that's the point. That is the point. The fact that they used her in a primetime hearing and you won't rule out using her, didn't rule out using her, putting her on the witness stand when everybody knows she wasn't telling the truth, that says it all. That's the degree the left and Democrats were willing to go to get President Trump, putting on the witness stand someone everybody knows is making it up. Everybody knows that. And you were willing to do it. By the way, you know how many times Cassidy Hutchinson was mentioned in their report, the January 6th report? Any idea, Mr. Smith?
I do not.
185 times. Someone that the whole country knows wasn't telling the truth, and you were still considering putting her on the witness stand because you had to get President Trump. And everybody can see that.
Ah, Jim Jordan, what a wonderful job. Fudge. I'm going to get better at that. I am. Here's another, who is this? Holy shit is all we can say. I forget who this person is, but these are all really good. Check this out.
I don't recall the specifics of it. I know I was sworn in. I don't recall the specifics of how that was done.
You don't remember who swore you in?
I don't.
Would you agree that taking the oath of office is a legal requirement for the job that you had?
I've taken oaths of office regularly. I haven't researched whether it's required or not, but I've done that, I think, in every government case.
It is required. Terms I heard earlier today were atypical, irregular, no proper procedure. Yet in your opening statement, you said that we've followed Justice Department policies, and I would assume you meant the law as well. It strikes me as odd that you don't remember who swore you in, how you were sworn in. It's pretty significant. We all get sworn in here, and I remember every day. You don't remember who swore you in.
I don't remember the details of it as I sit here today.
But you did take the oath of office before you got rolling.
I think my recollection is it was when I was appointed.
It was when. It strikes me as odd that Attorney General Garland had you retake the oath of office on the 14th of September of the following year. Why did he make you do that?
As I sit here right now, I do not recall. I know that there is the oath of office that I signed. I believe it was on the 18th, the day that I was appointed. And I know the department had me do a second one. I don't know the particulars of why they asked me to do it again, but I know
you signed it on the 20th of November 2022, but there was no witness, which, I mean, you have to agree it's a little odd. If there's no witness saying that you took the oath of office, it would maybe make someone like me question whether or not you were legitimately doing the job until you finally took the oath of office. It sounds like the Attorney General had the same question and thought, oh shit, we got to have him sign this on the 14th day of September of the following year. So why did you take the oath of office again on the 14th of September of the following year when you say you took the office in November of 2022? Why'd you need to do it twice?
My recollection is that I took the oath of office, as you said, it was the 18th or the 20th, and felt I was under the oath of office. I believe, if you have it in front of you, I think I signed an oath.
You signed it, but there was no witness. There was supposed to be either notarized or a witness, and apparently Attorney General Garland thought it was significant enough.
Yeah. So Mr. Gooden, I hope, is doing a marvelous job pointing out the fact that this dude was never even properly put in. And then they did it later when they were actually going to get busted for it because there was lawsuits forming that he didn't even have rights to do these cases. And then they're like, oh, we better do what we need to do. Or, as Mr. Gooden says, shit, we need to do the right thing. I think shit. He just said shit. I don't remember what else he said after that. I just wanted to say shit. We got more. Damn is right. This is pretty good. And then they try to interrupt him. Oh, the left is fucking hypocritical. Now, there's some hypocrites on our side too, but the left, overwhelmingly hypocritical.
Political speech, slap unlawful gag orders on a presidential candidate, and spy on Republican members of Congress in violation of the speech or debate clause, including the sitting Speaker of the House. Mr. Smith, you mishandled documents, pressured defense lawyers, and dumped a massive trove of so-called evidence right before the election. And you did it. You did it to sway voters. That's why you did it. And don't get me started on that raid at Mar-a-Lago or your unconstitutional appointment, which a federal judge in Florida rightly tossed out. A very bad day for you. This wasn't, Mr. Smith, about upholding the law. It was about tearing down President Trump and anyone close to him. You even tried to ram through a politically motivated final report after your cases collapsed, including the Presidential Transition Act and basic fairness. But here's the good part, America, here's the good part. The American people saw right through it. They rejected, sir, your witch hunt loud and clear in November, handing President Trump a commanding victory. The voters spoke loud and clear. They wanted an end to the weaponization of our justice system. In your opening statement, you spoke about proof of beyond a reasonable doubt. Mr. Smith, I will give you proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Donald Trump winning the popular vote by over 2 million votes, the Electoral College by 85 votes, along with every single swing state. Now, sir, that is proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the crap you were shoveling did not pass the smell test with the American people. To put it bluntly, Mr. Smith, the stink remains on you. And lastly, I would like to quickly address the police officers of January 6th. Mr. Dunn, Mr. Fanone, Mr. Gonell, Mr. Hodges. I'm a member of the new select committee to actually examine what happened that day. And I can tell you, gentlemen, that the fault does not lie with Donald Trump. It lies with Yogananda Pittman and the U.S. Capitol leadership team. We know they had the intelligence and there was going to be a high propensity for violence that day. Claim my time, yeah.
You will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from Texas. We've had some disruptions already. We don't need that. Let the gentleman may continue.
We know the Capitol leadership team, specifically Yogananda Pittman, had the intelligence, and there was going to be a high propensity for violence that day. And the Capitol itself was the target. We knew the extremist groups were going to be there. And why do I say that? It was your own report from your intelligence section, the IICD, which was run by Pittman, in the January 3rd special events section. It was in it. It was in it. And Mr. Dunn, I believe that you thought that day would be like just any other. In your testimony to the January 6th committee, you said you found out how ugly was going to get on a cell phone. Somebody sent you some information on social media. The point is, you were all unprepared to deal with that day. And that's because your leadership failed to share the intelligence with you.
This is one of the gentlemen, and I have mad respect for Ivan, okay? I'm not going to say anything like that. I don't know him well, but he's one of those people that it's like that. He's like a girlfriend. I don't mean it like that. Like, he's not a girl. He's a very tough guy. Like, I don't mean like, so in case you ladies are trying to kill yourselves other than putting your phones in your fucking bras, pissing me off, radiating your boobs and shit, stop that immediately. Or if not, switch it up at least so you radiate them both. Then eventually let's cut them both off and be like, fuck. At least you're getting double fakies. The average person absorbs multiple pounds worth of chemicals into their body per year from hygiene products. Lotions, body washes, makeup, deodorant, hand soaps, any fucking thing you put on your skin at all. your hair, anything gets absorbed into your body. If there's weird shit in your Lancome 5, whatever the fuck it is, it's killing you. Stop it. Saw a lady the other day. So much war paint on. It's just like, damn. And again, I get some people feel like they got to do that. That's their way of like facing the world, and I get that. And I actually want to have the conversation with them about, you know, like, and I would do it softly, but like, why? Why do you feel like you've got to put all, you know, like, why? You're a beautiful person. You've got all these things going, right? Like I literally would. That's the direction I would come at it from. But when you see it, and then you wake up next to him when it's all gone, it's been absorbed on the pillow or on your clothes during the night or whatever the fuck happened. And you wake up and you're like, ah! Well, it causes some problems. Good thing my camera wasn't on. I don't know. So don't do it. That's my point. Stop it. NIH lab studying deadly pathogens. This is in the Rocky Mountains, they're calling it, but it's actually over. When I think Rocky Mountains, I think Colorado. Colorado, you own Rocky Mountains, but this is apparently over there in Hamilton, Montana, part of the Rocky Mountains. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a big, giant mountain chain. Don't get me wrong. Just generally, when you say Rocky Mountains, you think Colorado, right? Colorado Rockies. Whatever. Reported biological incident. Did one of three things. We don't know. This whole article's about speculations. So, yay. But this, by the way, this was the BSL-2, BSL-3, BSL-4. They handled coronavirus, dangerous bacteria, tuberculosis, tick-borne pathogens, West Nile virus, prion diseases, and a whole bunch of other really fudged up stuff. So something, let's see if I can find it. Where's the perfect words? Theft, loss, or release. Theft, loss, or release. This is what we know. This happened in, was this November? Last year? Yeah, November 2025. Theft, loss, or release. November 2025. I don't know if you guys are paying attention. It's January 22nd today, 2026. Not far away. Theft, loss, or release. Be prepared, guys. All I can say, twc.health/OTF. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time when I say that, and that scares people. Memberships, you want to do this stuff where you're going to get things month after month. Memberships are worth a lot. Look into them. You can actually get doctor's visits, virtual care. Amazing. Save yourself a lot of pain and troubles. Also, best for shopping, you can do it by goal, which is really cool. Anti-aging, appetite control, like you're trying to lose weight, all that stuff. They even got the boner pills and maybe vagina pills. I don't know what the other pill is. I don't know what the fuck it is. I've never heard of it, so I don't really know. The other one I recognize maybe because anyway, helps. Feel like an 18-year-old. Immune support, spikes collection, new products. You get the point. They got longevity. The ivermectin collection, the parasite cleanse. I've been living. I love this. I'm getting out of this. I don't know, man. I'm like a junkie when it comes to that shit. It's got 25 milligrams ivermectin, 250 milligrams mebendazole. It is a parasite cleanse, and I've just noticed a lot of positives. And it's just for me, it's one of those things where I've noticed it affects viruses in my body in all sorts of cool, crazy ways. Now, again, you don't stay on it constantly. You on, off, but it is powerful. And I love it. Again, it's parasite cleanse. It freaks people out when you see it because I don't know, it's like $600 or whatever. It's 90-day supply. You get one pill a day, and it's 25 milligrams ivermectin, 250 of mebendazole. You're getting two amazing products for when you break down the nut, not much a day. 90-day supply. And it'll last you 180 days if you do it properly. It's incredible. They've got a lot of stuff along those lines. They've also got just regular ivermectin, 50 milligrams, I think, for the normal one. They've also got a cream, 1%. Helps with people's skin cancer, worried about your head. Yeah, some stuff. You'll be surprised. People are noticing huge results with that cream. It's a trip. It's just a 1% ivermectin, but you're hitting it from the outside and the inside. Oh, man. you're on the right path. Drop is a weight control. I recommend this over any of the other weight products they got. I don't know why, but if you look at it, and if you do a second look at it, Drop actually talks about covering your appetite, covering your metabolism, and it helps you lose weight. Okay? They have like 4 other products that do those things too. Or you could just take the one product and do all of those things at one time. Now, again, I love my good friends at Feel Great, but this is another opportunity, another way to go. And it's been very popular, and people are noticing. They're noticing. So be careful. Maybe get some Amaze, right, for your skin. That said, Drop is dropping weight. It's helping people with their appetites. It's making a huge difference. So again, a lot of stuff. Recharge, methylene blue. They got the mental thing. It's got a couple other products that help your brain. They've got great stuff. Your gums, you're worried about them. Hair growth, they've got that too. They've got some great stuff. Go to twc.health. TWC, the wellness company. twc.health/OTF. Get some healthy choices. You'll be amazed at what happens. U.S. lawmakers are pushing $2.5 billion plan try to break China's grip on critical minerals. What I find very strange about this is it's our Congress trying to pass, and it hasn't yet, trying to pass a stupid bill to spend $2.5 billion to break China's grip on critical minerals. What are you going to do, Congress, to help that in any way, shape, or form, other than spend $2.5 billion to some non-government organization and put it in your pockets? Fuck you. I know it sounds a lot of F words, and some people get grumpy, and some like it. Oh, Xiaomi. I love how she said, I'm sorry. They've been taking my girl Alice away a little bit, so I got a deal. I mean, she was my first. Tiffany Meyer. She was my first. She's. I feel like when I focus on people, they somehow become super famous, way more famous than me. So Tiffany Meyer she'll never call me. Alice, I likely will never have a chance with either, but still, nonetheless, I love NTD News. They're pretty good. They do a good job. Tiffany Meyer's talking about the Xiaomi electric cars. This is happening all over the place. These are catching on fire, and it made me think of a funny thing. What if, hypothetically, and I'm sure we can't do this. I mean, that would just be technologies outside of our possibility. But what if we decided every once in a while, I don't know, every other week, once a week, I don't know how they break it down. You know, you pick a different day. If you got to do it once a week, we're like, well, we did it Monday last week. Let's do Thursday this week coming up. All right, that's cool. And then we'll do what, like Wednesday? Hump day. Everybody loves it on hump day. What they do is they just say they hit like one of these cars with a radiation device or something and catch its batteries on fire. And all of a sudden, one of these Xiaomi electric cars catches fire just in some random city, wherever they're at. Wouldn't it be funny? It'd make it really hard for Xiaomi to sell these things that they're supposed to be scared of because China's flooding the market with these, and then like a 737 version of an airplane. Xiaomi is the car.
Now turning to Chinese electric vehicles, public safety concerns are growing. Chinese automaker Xiaomi's EVs catching fire not once but twice in a single day. The fires are adding to broader concerns about battery safety as Chinese EVs expand globally. Xiaomi-made electric cars caught fire twice on Monday. The company confirmed the incidents, saying battery data appeared normal, indicating that they didn't find the cause of the fire. Xiaomi added that the fires were put out quickly and no injuries were reported. These weren't isolated cases. Last year, there were multiple reports of Chinese EVs, including Xiaomi models, catching fire while driving or even while parked. In some cases, those incidents were fatal. As concerns grow, automakers are experimenting with extreme safety measures. Last September, a Chinese company unveiled a controversial system to eject EV batteries, launching them several meters in just 1 second. It was demonstrated at a China-backed research center. The system uses gas generators similar to airbags to send the battery into a so-called safe zone. The move sparked major backlash. Experts and netizens warn the ejected battery can turn into moving fire hazards that endangers other cars, buildings, or people. They say the risks could be even more severe on highways or near gas stations. Critics added that the fix might create new dangers instead of solving the existing ones.
Oh, Tiffany, how I'd love to make you giggle, or at least be directly involved with that process of making you giggle. Anywho, I have problems. I like the problems I have, though. That's the problem, right? I wouldn't take them baback. I'm like, no, I want to keep these problems. I like them. They're fun. Thousands of Chinese pilots are trained every year in California and Arizona. Yeah, they're really strict in China about who they let learn how to fly, but we're not. As long as you got some money and you're willing to, pass the, test. It's not the easiest thing to pass, that's for darn sure, but it's not impossible, that's for sure. But yeah, about 1,200 pilots a year apparently we're training for the Chinese military. Good job, United States. We should keep doing that because that's always good. Donald Trump said the U.S. had a budget deficit of $1.78 trillion. If we cut 50... Anyway, we'll talk about this in a second. This is kind of weird about the budget and money and how much we owe.
It could be more than $19 billion. Can you believe that? That's just one state. If we were able to cut out 50% of the fraud, 50%, and we should be able to do better than that, we would have a balanced budget without having to talk about even growth. So we have a lot of options, but we're working very hard on that. That's a big deal. It's not just the protests, the fake protests done by agitators and, professional.
Right. So if we had half of 1.78 million,
I think that
the question is now on the amendment.
The question is now about trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Get me out of here. 1.78 trillion. It's half of the fraud. So he's kind of telling us about $3.5-ish trillion in fraud. It's insanity. We got our boy Besson. I love this dude. I say it every time. I can't help it. Can't help it. It's not, whatever. Deutsche Bank CEO. He called to dismiss research notes on U.S. asset. Like this dude. He's calling everybody out. Just a section of this we're going to listen
to. Build over to other markets, and I've been in touch with my Japanese economic colleagues, and I'm assured that they will take measures to stabilize that market. And just so everyone knows that this notion that Europeans would be selling U.S. assets came from a single analyst at Deutsche Bank. Of course, the fake news media, led by the Financial Times, amplified it, and the CEO of Deutsche Bank called to say that Deutsche Bank does not stand by that analyst report. I'm waiting for President Trump to arrive.
Yeah, that was the point, though. The guy at Deutsche Bank, he's like, nah. And Deutsche Bank's like, nah, fuck this guy. We basically fired him. So, yeah, he's calling them out. He's calling their bullshit out. Scott Bessent's awesome. Second biggest Australian pension funds trimming U.S. dollar exposure. This is something that Bessent's basically saying, hey, look, y'all need to hang on to our debt. And that's what this is kind of about, treasuries, essentially. But we'll see how this plays out. This, I think, is part of the controlled inflation. Now, the world could have fudged us hard and cashed out all their treasuries at one time. If they would have done that, the value of the dollar would have instantly gone through the roof. It would have been, the inflation, in through the roof, and it would have destroyed the dollar while we were living through it. What they're allowing us to do is a slow, painful approach, but it works. And it allows us to reach that point where it's like, this is ridiculous. Or, hey, now you got a job where you're making, $1.5 million a year when just last year you were making $100,000 because inflation's happening and everyone's like, why is my house suddenly worth $1 billion? That's weird. So there's a problem. The canary in the coal mine, that fucker died a little bit ago, guys. Frankly, that canary's toast. Dead. Dead skis. Yeah, no. Yeah, I watched him fall off the perch a while ago. Why didn't you say something? It wasn't my job. I just saw him fall off the perch. I was like, that fucking thing's dead. He looks very dead. Yeah. Didn't know it was a problem. Yeah, what kind of problem? Oklo, they've upgraded at BOFA, or BFA, Bank of America. some meta deal. I don't know. It has to do with, I think, a nuclear power. There's a lot of discussions about nuclear. Nuclear is still way down the road, 2030, 2036. This is what we're talking about, which is great. It's money in the country. It's 10 years from now. Hi, we're people with an attention span of a mosquito. You're talking 10 years from now? Fuck, man, I'll probably be dead. Are you kidding? What the? 10 years? Does anything last that long? I have to get like 14 iPhones by then. Donald Trump tweeted this based upon a very productive meeting that I've had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte. We have formed the framework of the future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. I think we already talked about this. So, sorry, Trump, Mr. Sir. The stock market, it's not really a market anymore. It's not really handling things the way it's supposed to. A lot of people are pumping everything into it because there's no other place to really put your money. Some say crypto, some say precious. I do, of course. But really, mostly everybody is in the stock market. You're either pension, or your 401k IRA. Either of those ways, you are sitting in the stock market right now for sure. Crucial tax revenue. Again, it's just the way it works. If you pump the money out into a 401k or an IRA, it's pre-tax money. So what it does, it just lowers your taxing that you have to do, right? So if you pump 5% a month into your 401k IRA, that's 5% that's not taxable in your income. It just saves you tax. When you cash out that 401k IRA, you get taxed because it's now income. So it's deferred tax, they call it. It's one of the things that's cool about the precious metals IRA, by the way. By the way, this is our debt. This is the debt chart. This is disgusting. This is so sad. Our dollar, this is the Federal Reserve note. Starting in 1977, way over here on the left, 1977, Carter, Reagan, right? Took us off the gold standard, fucked everything up. And then from there, actually, it was really Nixon that fucked it up, but whatever. Or, not Nixon, was the dude after? Ford, was it? But I feel like he's the one maybe that signed the anti-silver thing. Then Carter took us off the gold standard, I think. That's right. Reagan campaigned on that. And yeah, here's our federal debt. Every dollar we print, it's $1.02 that it costs us. We've got a huge problem. Trump's talking about it here with Marina Bartiromo. I'd like to see her in a bathing suit.
Next month, and do you want to see another reconciliation package?
Well, I think we have a problem because I think we're going to probably end up in another Democrat shutdown because that's the only way. You know, when we came out with the numbers over 5, everyone was shocked. But remember, we would have been up 1.5 points more. We would have been at 6.5, maybe more than that, except for the shutdown. The shutdown cost us a lot, and I think they'll probably do it again. That's my feeling. We'll see what happens.
So will you release a budget?
We're going to have a budget.
What's in the budget?
What's too early? I mean, you know, we have a long way. You know, that's an eternity. When you talk about a couple of weeks in this world, that's an eternity. But we're negotiating the budget right now. We're negotiating health care. I don't want the insurance companies to get the money. I want the money to be paid directly back to the people.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like I was saying, the mosquito. With 2 weeks and seeing her in a bathing suit, I'd love to say that one more time. Things are moving so fast, guys. I hope you get that. I hope you see it. And I mean, get past my antics. It's just the way to make it fun for me. We literally are moving. Things are changing, and it's only speeding up. That's what I've been talking about all along. You got to get yourself aligned. You got to get yourself ready. Because ultimately what's going to happen is people are going to break. If you're not kind of aligned enough, if you will. If you're not, you know, in chakras, talk about it. But if you're not kind of dialed in, you're going to get freaky. Those of us that are having the more freaky lives right now are the least dialed in. Just is. The more dialed in you are, the more you might be in the middle of chaos, but your house will be okay. All the eggs they threw missed your house. Silver's up a bunch. Again, $96 right now. It's almost at $100. Again, I will keep short. Look, you got a 401k or an IRA, you can get out tax-free, penalty-free. Tax-free, penalty-free. Move it sideways as much as you can. You're going to get up to 10% free silver. Maybe $100,000, that you're moving over, then you're going to get $10,000 in free silver. You're also, if you can call within 20 minutes, and if not, it's no biggie, but it's cool. It's a Ronald Reagan coin, and it is a half ounce, 0.999% silver. It's U.S. mint. It's a coin. It's actual literal money. But it's got Ronald Reagan on the front doing a salute thing. It's pretty cool. It's half ounce of silver. What silver's at 90? What is it? 90. I mean, 96. So half of that. 30. What? 45. 40. 45. 9. 48. 40. Yeah, 8ish. Yeah, 48. $48. This thing's worth. Now again, they're not going to give it to you if you're just some random schmo that's trying to get some free shit, or if you've already done this. But if you're actually serious about trying to get out of a 401k or an IRA, and you realize precious metals are going to protect your wealth, this is the place to go. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Let my good friends at Goldco help you out. I love these guys. They're seriously awesome. Goldco is a rock star company. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of that nonsense. Before that nonsense isn't worth anything anymore. It's the buying power. Just, we've talked about it. We'll talk about it more. GB Politics posted this. The House of Lords has voted to ban social media use for children under 16 in the United Kingdom. Yeah, in other words, adults will now have to prove they're over 16 to use the internet. England, you guys are being handed over to China literally right now. They're putting the embassy in. You have however long it takes to build that. Y'all. Don't know what to tell you. We're England, and so again, can't tell they're mad. I don't know. We're gonna find out, because I actually, no offense, I'm poking right now. All you British people out there, I love you guys, but here's the thing: you're literally being screwed, and in about 4 seconds, you're going to be completely under the control of the deep state. We might get around to getting to you. But I don't know how far under that regime you're going to fall before that happens. I'd recommend y'all get pissed enough to actually show us you're pissed enough. So we should really know for sure whether or not you're pissed. And right now, I don't know. I love you guys. I love you, Brits. You talk funny. You add extra letters to words. You're great. You're great. You're fantastic. But I can't tell if you're pissed. Trump unveils his board of peace in Davos. It's a replacement to the UN or a U.S.-led coalition. He's like, fuck the UN. We're going to take care of this in a different way. He's involved all the right companies, not others that don't matter. And he invited China and Russia. And he's inviting everybody. President Putin says, because he said you got to pay $1 billion to be a part of the board. If you want to say in what's happening, then put your money where your mouth is what we say in the States. And President Putin's like, yeah, I'll throw $1 billion in there. I got that. We're about to end the war. I got money. It's coming. I'm good for it. And Zelensky's like, Europe, can I get more money, $1 billion to give to them? No. I don't have that story, but the Pope, Chicago Pope Leo, he's evaluating whether he wants to pay $1 billion, because that's essentially what Trump is saying. Look, Vatican, we want you involved. You should have a say no matter what. $1 billion, please. Thank you. Thank you for playing the game. But I am the pontiff. I talk to God directly. He's my friend. Yeah, I get all that. But yeah, you need to give me $1 billion. God, tell him, God, give him $1 billion so he can give it to me. Is that cool? Thanks. All right, cheers. All right, we'll talk. You do you. Right? That's what you do today as a pontiff. Let me get back in my bulletproof golf cart. Or dog sled if you're in Greenland, But maybe if you're like the Pope of Greenland, or whatever that person is, right? Like you ride around on a bulletproof dog sled. The best dog sled you've ever imagined. They've got it. They're right there. Canada's kind of fucked themselves right now. They're going to get in bed with China. This is the big thing that's happening right now. Their oil, we've basically cut that off because they've been trying to play games with us. And so Trump is just like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take over another country, Venezuela, and we're going to go ahead and supply our oil from them. It's the same type of oil, this heavy crude, if you will. It's got a lot of sulfur in it, if you will. I don't know if it's sweet. I think sweet's what we've got, so I don't know what they got weird names for the oil, but whatever. It's not a good oil. You got to do extra processing. There's only 2 places that do it. Used to be Canada that we'd cozy up to get this nasty oil. Well, Venezuela has that nasty oil in a lot of it. So Canada, we just basically said, bye-bye. Done with you guys. We don't like hockey. Fuck you. And we have come to find that, Canada's fucked now. So they're dealing with China. China's going to end up somehow getting a foothold in Canada, which they already have one, fentanyl, all this stuff. There's already drug manufacturing that's happening up in Canada. It's going to become something that we're going to be talking a lot more about. People are going to be like, really? Is it that fucked up in Canada? Yes. There's a lot of empty land where there's just moose and stuff and polar bears that are running around in Canada. That China's like, we'll fucking build some shit up here. We don't care. We'll make it happen. Yeah, there's a mess going on in our own friend's backyard. So Canada fucked themselves, and we've protected ourselves. Now, Alberta, one of Canada's provinces, for those of you that are not sure, that sounds familiar, they are actually seeing a large turnout for people that are voting for independence from Canada, and I think to largely become part of the United States. They might become the 51st state, which would be super cool, very funny, and the levels of irony would be all over the place. So we'll see. But this is kind of sort of moving forward, it seems like. They're going to have to stop it. There's no way they can allow it to happen. But we're this far. We'll see. Iran vows a prolonged all-out war if attacked by Trump. All right, whatever. Yeah, fuck off. Under the bus go the Kurds. Kurds used to be our friends because they were fighting the Assad regime. We didn't like the Assad regime. Now the Assad regime has fallen, and a regime that's kind of groovy with us is there right now, and they're actually fighting the Kurds. And we're like, you know what, Kurds? Fuck you. I don't even like Way. Yeah, I don't like either of your asses. Hope you guys get the Kurds in Way. Just for those that didn't, that's all. That was all. If you got it, cool. Apparently, Candace Owens has had an agreement with TPUSA not to disparage them, and that got canceled or ended around December 2nd of last year. So Candace has never really talked about this. I don't normally like to get involved in their nonsense, but I thought this was an interesting story that pointed something interesting out. A nuclear reactor owned by Fukushima. We talked about this story when it was happening. They fired up that reactor that got shut down with a whole one of them, I think. I don't think any of them were running. I think actually Japan was no nukes, but they were firing up one of them. They were having some issues. Within a couple hours, it started throwing some issues, some warnings, some freaking people out. Oh my God, it's going to melt through the ground. And so it was as they were raising more rods out. I think they got to the 50-something rod of 250. So still a lot of rods in there. And the rods are what protect us from going crazy, right? If you pull them all out, it would just get insane. You put them all in, it basically shuts down the reaction. So this is what's happened. It threw a lot of warnings, threw a lot of problems. They shut it down or are shutting it down, and they are going to dig into what's going on. This thing's been quiet since, 2011? So a long time. So yeah, there might be some issues, might be some broken stuff. Pipes probably started getting hot. Maybe it wasn't circulating properly. Hoses broke. Something weird happened. But whatever the case is, they're not telling us. It'll get fixed in time. A lot of people are wondering if this is the new X-47 flying. It does show exhaust. It's a good point. Jordan Sather brought this up, and I maybe saw it one other place, but I think it was his post there too. I got love for this dude. He's one of the people I'd maybe like to work with in the future. We'll see. But he is showing this exhaust trail stuff, and he's got this like TR-3Bs and stuff like that wouldn't have exhaust. They're anti-gravitic. They don't have. It might sound crazy and wooey to some, but whatever. They don't. So there would be no exhaust. There'd be none of that. So this strikes us as a more conventional aircraft, but kind of triangular, kind of weird. No one's really seen this before.
The aircraft that passed overhead this time appeared to be closer to an equilateral triangle shape with a flatter trailing edge.
So we don't really know what the fizzle this is. This is something kind of groovy and crazy. It's very triangular. I'm having a harder time believing it's the 47, frankly. It could be, though. But I feel like this is a variant of one of the stealth crafts. Maybe we're seeing that. But nothing is by accident. If it's being viewed, it's because they want people to see it. So to a large extent, I kind of wonder if Uncanny might happen to be being granted some knowledge, or they knew to look in the sky at this time, or whatever. But whatever the case is, I mean, good on them, by the way. So this is great. But I think this was disclosure to the world, though. Not necessarily to us, but to the world. We'll see. Finally, and I hate to say it, but this, I mean, again, we're doing a rate Christian show today. The gentleman that suggested it, I'm actually playing a couple of the people he suggested. I didn't think I was, but I actually am. So this will probably be a surprisingly good show for those of you that like Christian-y music. I like it because to me it's more non-denominational. That's what I like about it. It's very awesome, feel-good music. It's beautiful music, and from the spiritual standpoint, and certainly the religious standpoint, it does a certain cool, groovy thing to the bigger picture. So I like that. But I love the Eagles, and I love regular classic rock, and I was brought up on that. And that's just like, I can't give that up. Like, guys, Christian music's awesome. Like, I'm not going to do it every week. Sabine Jones, go to Ask Jones 39. She does that crap. That's her thing. She loves that stuff, man. She's all over it. You guys... She'll be playing that on a regular basis. Me, I'm going to be playing some classic rock. I'm going to be playing some AC/DC. I'll be playing some other crazy stuff. That's, because most of those people weren't really about God and stuff at the time. But it's music a lot of us grew up on, and it's very popular. Eagles, though. Greatest hits. It hit like 34 times diamond. This thing sold so many records. It's the second. Michael Jackson's Thriller, was 34 diamond. This one is 28 diamonds. 28 times it's gone platinum, basically, is what it is. So we're probably going to feature this album. I love the Eagles. I've played the Eagles. I've done an hour on the Eagles. I'm going to do another hour on the Eagles. I'm literally going to do this album, the greatest hits, this album. And we're going to rock and roll on that. That'll be next week. This week, though, we got some great, great spiritual music. I hope you guys can join us. And a little bit later today, you're going to see us do a great show on the Law of One. You guys should give yourself some extra vocabulary dealing with what's coming up, because this is a spiritual battle, and Law of One's going to help you with that in a lot of ways. That said, we've got a lot to happen, and we're making the difference. It's you guys. We're doing it together. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's all of us. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.